Now for the top story tonight, another perspective on this from Los Angeles, Dr. Mark Sawyer. He's an African-American studies professor at UCLA. And from Philly, Michael Massey, who's the chairman of Project 21, a national leadership network of black conservatives. Gentlemen, it's great to see you. Dr. Sawyer, let's start with you, because I'm watching this speech last night, and parts of the speech I really liked. I liked it when he was talking about personal responsibility, that we all as individuals have to stand up. I liked that part of the speech. But what was going on with the accent that he was affecting? I thought that was just weird.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on. And I'm also a member of the political science department at UCLA, so I don't want to give them short shrift. The accent is part of, he's embedded himself in African-American culture, and he's been accepted and embraced by the African-American community. No one finds it insulting. I didn't. And his message was good. The African-American community has long believed that people should pull themselves up by their bootstraps, but also that we should make sure that they have boots so they have straps to pull themselves up by.
Well, so that didn't bother you, the fact that he doesn't normally speak that way? I mean, he doesn't speak that way when he's giving an interview to CNBC on health care reform or the economy. He only speaks that way when he's speaking to black audiences?
If you listen to the speech
yeah, that's part of the plan. I think that's part of the pander.
If you listen to the speech he gave in New Hampshire, that was hardly a black audience. The Yes We Can speech that became the famous song.
That
he
seems
uses
like
that
a long
particular
time
rhythm
ago
of
now.
speech. It was a long time ago, but he uses it regularly, so you can't. And that was a white audience, certainly.
It's not the way he speaks. If he went down to Louisiana, I don't think he'd suddenly put on a Southern accent. I mean, to me, it's just odd. But Michael, it's not just the accent, of course, that I'm getting into here in my talking points memo. It's this sense of the guy who was supposed to be the racial healer, and yet his party, time and again, seems to use race in ways that clearly is, I think, just a pandering attempt to advance a left-wing agenda, whether it was the Dick Durbin comment about abortions or Barbara Boxer belittling the report by the Black Chamber of Commerce.
Laura, and thank you for having me on. I have to agree with you to this extent. I believe that Barack Obama and the Democrat Party have proven themselves unequivocally able and willing to use race whenever it is to their advantage to do so. I don't have a problem with that. If they would just be honest and say, we're going to use the useful idiots to get our point across. If you're going back to the speech last night, and also if we can tie in Mr. Alford's comments to Boxer, three quick concerns, if I can mention them. And the three things that I found troubling, first of all, in President Obama's speech, he referenced AIDS as being the great killer of blacks in America. AIDS is not the great killer of blacks in America. Abortion is. Abortion is the #1 killer of blacks in America today. The other point that I found disturbing is that Barbara Boxer had this dust-up with Harry Alford, and I applaud his willingness to stand up to her. And, of course, Barack Obama was there last night, but 56% of black Americans, 56% in a poll done by the National Center for Public Policy Research and Wilson Research Strategies, 56% of blacks believe that policymakers have failed to adequately consider economic and quality of life concerns. They said 76% of blacks want Congress to make economic recovery. And one last thing, I fear that this whole speech, this whole thing about family, this entire thing about personal responsibility, my concern is that this masks a more sinister intention, and that being the government has given you, the poor family, the black family, the Hispanic family, we've given you an opportunity to take care of your children. You're not doing it. We're now going to do it for you.
Let's get Dr. Sawyer in. I mean, that was a long answer, but a lot of points in there. And basically, I think what Michael's saying is that the larger state apparatus, the bureaucracy that's clearly being established under the Obama administration, whether you're Democrat or Republican, that, in a sense, will be our new family. And yet Martin Luther King and so many other black leaders have traditionally talked about the strength of individual families, black family, white family, Latino family, what have you. Are you not concerned about the encroaching government presence in all of our lives, Dr. Sawyer?
No, at all. I mean, not at all. I mean, families haven't ceased to exist in France or in England or in other places. And in fact, families right now need assistance. They want health care. They want a public investment in education. They want things like public universities, like the one I teach at. Just because there's a public university doesn't mean my family ceases to exist. In fact, many of those things actually support many black families. Many work for the post office, the federal government, the state and local governments. They're teachers and doctors.
But how about small businesses that are getting
Obama's
hammered under the Obama economy? I mean, small businesses are being destroyed in America left and right because of what we're seeing in this economy. And black unemployment is way higher than any other ethnic unemployment during the last 5 months. That's got to
and Republicans and that trend has always continued under Republicans, and they've done nothing about it. And I want to say something about it. Republicans have always been willing to use racism to whip up votes. Using racism
this isn't about Republicans. This is no problem. Republicans aren't in power.
Unfortunately, we're out of time, but gentlemen, we appreciate it. Mark and Michael, we appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Laura.
And up next.